And speaking of you, my friend, we get into the last one, which is, very bluntly, no one will save you. That is the truth. And if you don't get it by now, then you better get it pretty soon, because no one is coming to save you and no one is coming to save us. We're the last shot. There is no future generations figuring it out. There is no fail-safe, because you have to understand that the people in charge of things don't need a country. They have enough money and connection to go wherever they want. They're going to be just fine. It's people like us that are going to be screwed over by this. And I implore you not to get depressed about this, but instead to get really pissed off about this. I want you to get angry. Getting sad is for losers. A dog dying is a tragedy, but our country being sold out by those who are supposed to be looking out for us is an outrage. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sell you a false hope. There are not many trends right now that suggest that things are going to get better. There just aren't. The society is engineered to breed mental illness, to crush the American spirit, the American dream, the hopes of normal people, to get normal jobs, have families, live normal lives. All of that is made increasingly difficult by the people in charge of our country, and it is breeding mental illness, because if you have a population that is mentally ill, that is desperate for any sort of meaning in their lives, you can mobilize that population with propaganda to keep any resistance in check. And that's what's happening to us right now, and they want you to join them. Oh yeah, they want to make America such a degenerate, immoral circus of a country that it's impossible for you to take any pride in it anymore. They want you to just give up, ride the decline, chase short-term gratification in the form of consumerism, sugar, mass media, pornography, drugs, alcohol, any vice of your choosing, and they'll tell you that's what makes America great, that you have the freedom to choose your preferred method of self-destruction. And as a result, we conservatives, let alone Americans, conservatives are so demoralized and brainwashed, even we don't know what we're fighting for anymore. We want to make America great again, but we're losing the memory and idea of what that even means, and that's by design. Like just last week, MasterCard and Visa cut ties with Pornhub, and resultantly Pornhub deletes like the majority of its content. This was literally the greatest dub that the right has taken in the 21st century so far. But even then, we're too brainwashed and confused to recognize that. The utter state that we are in. Literal credit card companies, I repeat, literal credit card companies end up being some of the most based, inadvertently based entities in 2020. And again, this is not to demoralize you. If you want to be demoralized, go watch the news, go watch Instagram, attend a college lecture. I don't know. I don't want you demoralized. I want you to get angry. I want you to come out of this not depressed, not like this doughy mass of flesh, 2 parts sugar, 1 part alcohol, 1 part marijuana, 3 parts pornography addiction. I want you to come out of this carved out of wood. I want you to be a juggernaut, because you cannot expect to return to a strong, moral country if you yourself aren't emulating the caliber of man required to cultivate and sustain that country. It's impossible. It's not a coincidence that society deteriorates as men become weaker, including in terms of spirit and willpower. And if you think that the average American man would have been in a place to fight in the American Revolution, the Constitutional Convention, even attending that, let alone just grow up and survive in the generation immediately preceding his own, you're misaligned with reality, and that's the problem. Men thought that they could become weak, and now we're surprised to see that society's on fire. This would surprise virtually no one at any point in history, but we're stupid now, and so we think that we can just conquer and evolve past nature, but we can't. And we're suffering the consequences of that, having tried. And if we don't better ourselves, then we can expect to basically just stay here. We can't expect to build a better country. To suggest otherwise is ridiculous, and to suggest that there is a more immediately obvious and practical solution forward is also ridiculous.